If you betray me like that again. His breath is hot against my ear. The hand gripping my jaw is covered in tattoos I've memorized in the dark. Geometric patterns that twist into dragons. Symbols I don't understand. Ink that marks him as something far more dangerous than the reclusive tech mogul I thought I was working for. I will forget that I love you, and I will remember that I am a monster. I shouldn't be pressed against this wall. Not at midnight. Not in a maid's uniform that felt professional yesterday but feels like a ridiculous costume now. The black dress, the white apron, it's all wrong. Everything is wrong. Thunder rolls through the estate, shaking the crystal fixtures overhead. Lightning strobes through the floor-to-ceiling windows, turning Cho Sung-min's face into something carved from shadow and violence. I came to this hallway because I heard something. A sound in the server room that didn't belong. I thought someone was breaking in. I thought I was protecting him. I was protecting him, but he doesn't see it that way. His other hand comes up, and I flinch. Not because I think he'll hit me, but because of what he's holding. My encrypted phone, the one I use for emergencies, the one that's supposed to be hidden in the air vent behind the third-floor guest bathroom. You think I don't know who you are? His voice is low, controlled, lethal. Nothing like the quiet kindness he showed me yesterday, when I brought him tea. When he smiled at me, when he touched my hand and held it a second too long. Sung-min, I can explain. Tina Collins. He says my name like it's evidence in a trial. Former intelligence operative. Codename, the Viper. Wanted by 3 agencies and 4 governments. His thumb brushes my jawline, a mockery of tenderness. You're very good at hiding. I'll give you that. My blood turns to ice. He knew the whole time. I wasn't. The words tangle in my throat because what can I say? That I came here to disappear, not to hurt him? That I took a job as his maid because I thought a reclusive billionaire's fortress estate was the perfect place to vanish? That I never expected to fall for him? You weren't what? He leans closer. The scent of his cologne, cedar and smoke, fills my lungs. You weren't sent to kill me? You weren't hired to infiltrate my home? You weren't the Viper? I was hired. The admission rips out of me. But not by whoever you think. I know exactly who hired you. His smile is brief and devastating. I did. The world tilts. What? He releases my jaw but doesn't step back. Instead, he pulls something from his jacket, a folder, worn and thick. He flips it open. Inside are surveillance photos. Of me. In Berlin. In Moscow. In Lagos. Places I've been. People I've eliminated. Operations I thought were buried. I hired the Viper 6 months ago, he says. His voice flat now. Mechanical. I put a contract out. Anonymous. Untraceable. $2 million to the assassin who could infiltrate this estate and put a bullet in the head of Cho Sung-min. I can't breathe. You hired someone to kill you? I hired the best. His eyes are dead when they meet mine. I hired you. The thunder comes again, closer this time. The storm is right on top of us. Why? The question comes out broken. Because I couldn't do it myself. For the first time, something cracks in his composure. My code won't let me. My honor. My family. My legacy. I'm trapped in this life, Tina. So I found another way out. My father's conditioning didn't just forbid suicide. It redirected rebellion into obedience. Any attempt to dismantle the syndicate triggered punishment responses I couldn't override. Oh God. But then you did something I didn't plan for. He steps back finally, creating space I should be grateful for but somehow resent. You fell in love with me. My face burns. I didn't. Don't lie. The command is soft but absolute. I see the way you look at me, the way you find excuses to bring me things I don't need, the way you smile when I walk into a room. He runs a hand through his hair, disrupting the perfect styling. And the worst part? I fell in love with you too. The confession should feel like a gift. Instead, it feels like a grenade. That's why this, he holds up the burner phone, is such a problem. You intercepted the hit team I sent, the one that was supposed to finish what you refused to do. You saved my life, Tina. Again, because I love you. The words explode out of me. Because I don't care about the contract or the money or the contract you violated. His voice goes cold again. The job you failed to complete. Do you understand what you've done? By keeping me alive, you've trapped me here. Trapped us both. He moves suddenly, grabbing my wrist. Not rough, but firm. Unyielding. Where are we going? Somewhere we won't be interrupted. He starts walking, pulling me with him toward the back staircase. Because you and I are going to have a very long conversation about what happens next. Sung-min. And you're going to tell me the truth. He stops at the top of the stairs, turning to look at me with eyes that are equal parts desperate and dangerous. All of it. Starting with why the best assassin in the world is still here. Playing maid, when she could have disappeared months ago. Because of you, I want to say. Because somewhere between scrubbing floors and serving tea, between stolen glances and accidental touches, I stopped being the Viper and started being Tina, because I thought I found something worth staying for. But before I can answer, he's pulling me down the stairs into the darkness below, and I realize with horrible clarity that the man I love isn't just suicidal. He's the head of the Korean Mafia, and I just ruined his carefully constructed plan to die. Welcome back, my fierce hearts and midnight dreamers. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and tell me where you're watching from. I love seeing our little dark romance family stretch across cities, countries, and time zones. Every click, every comment, every bit of love you leave here helps us keep unraveling these dangerous love stories and high-stakes betrayals together. So find your quiet place, dim the lights, and get ready. Let's begin. 6 months ago, I was burning my passports in a Berlin apartment, watching my old life turn to ash. 3 aliases, 4 bank accounts, and a reputation that made intelligence agencies nervous. The Viper didn't exist anymore. She couldn't. Not after Lagos. Not after I watched my entire team get executed because someone sold us out. So, I became Tina Collins. Plain, forgettable. A girl who cleaned houses and kept her head down. I thought Cho Sung-min's estate would be my sanctuary, a fortress where I could disappear behind mop buckets and fresh linens. I thought he was just a reclusive tech billionaire with too much money and not enough friends. I was so stupidly wrong. The underground dojang smells like violence and old sweat. The mats beneath my feet are professional grade, the kind that absorb impact from bodies hitting hard. Soundproofing panels cover every wall, turning this space into a tomb where screams die before they're born. Sung-min shoves me forward. Not rough enough to hurt, but firm enough that I stumble, my maid's shoes slipping on the smooth surface. The door behind us closes with a pneumatic hiss. Sealed. No one upstairs will hear anything that happens down here. He moves past me to a weapons cabinet. My training kicks in automatically, cataloging exits, potential weapons, defensive positions. But my heart isn't in it. My heart is too busy breaking. Take off the apron. His voice is flat, emotionless. The voice of the Jade Emperor, not the man who smiled at me over morning coffee 3 days ago. Not the man who touched my hand when I brought him tea and held it just a second too long. My fingers shake as I untie the white fabric. It falls to the mat, a surrender flag I'm not ready to wave. He turns, and there's a gun in his hand. Not pointed at me, just held loosely at his side. Casual, like he's carrying a phone. The overhead lights catch the geometric patterns tattooed across his knuckles. Symbols I've memorized in stolen glances but never understood. Do you know why I built this room? He walks toward me slowly, each step deliberate. My father used to bring me here when I was 7. He'd say, "A man who can't handle pain can't lead." Then he'd break my fingers, one at a time, methodically, while explaining which business deals I'd failed to understand. Horror crawls up my spine. Sung-min, he was right, of course. He stops 3 feet away, close enough that I can see the exhaustion carved into his face, the shadows under his eyes that expensive concealer usually hides. I learned, I got better, smarter, harder. By the time I was 16, I stopped crying. By 18, I stopped feeling. That's not true. The words escape before I can stop them. I've seen you feel. When you read in the library. When you listen to music. When you look at me, something flickers across his face. Pain. Real and raw and devastating. Then it's gone. He holds out the gun. Handle first. Take it. No, that wasn't a request. His jaw tightens. You're the Viper. The woman who took out an entire security detail in Prague without firing a shot. The ghost who disappeared a weapons dealer in broad daylight in Cairo. You've killed 17 people that I know of. Probably more. 23. But I don't correct him. So take the gun, Tina, and finish what you were hired to do. I wasn't hired to kill you. I came here to hide. That's all. Liar. He grabs my wrist, presses the weapon into my palm, closes my fingers around the grip. The metal is cold. Heavy. Familiar. I paid $2 million to get you here. I researched every assassin in 3 continents. I chose you because you're the best. Because you don't miss. Because you're fast and clean and you don't leave witnesses. My heart hammers against my ribs. You're insane. Yes. He positions my arm, raising it until the barrel points at his forehead. His hand stays on mine, steadying it, guiding it. Probably. Does it matter? Why? The word breaks. Why would you want to die? Because I can't do it myself. His eyes meet mine, and for the first time since he cornered me in the hallway, I see past the Jade Emperor. I see the man underneath. The prisoner. My code forbids suicide. My honor. My legacy. The weight of my family name. I'm trapped inside all of it. A puppet on strings I can't cut. So you hired someone to cut them for you. I hired the best. His thumb brushes over my knuckles, a ghost of tenderness that makes my eyes burn. I hired the Viper. And then she did something unforgivable. What? She made me want to live. The confession shatters something inside my chest. I watched you, he continues, voice dropping to a whisper. Every day. The way you moved through my house like you owned it. The way you smiled at the kitchen staff. The way you read my books when you thought I wasn't looking. And slowly, you poisoned me. Poisoned? With hope. His hand tightens on mine. For the first time in 15 years, I wanted to see tomorrow. To know what you'd say. How you'd laugh. Whether you'd let me get close enough to touch you. His breath hitches. You ruined my perfect plan to die, Tina. You made me remember what it feels like to be human. Tears streak down my face. Hot. Unstoppable. But then you kept me alive again tonight. The hit team I sent. The ones who were supposed to finish this. You stopped them. You saved me. And now I'm trapped. Still breathing. Still suffering. Still caught in this life that's eating me alive. Good. The word comes out fierce. Angry. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad I saved you. I'd do it again. Why? He sounds genuinely confused. You don't know me. The real me. You know the man I pretend to be upstairs. The polite employer. The quiet billionaire. You don't know the Jade Emperor. You don't know what I've done. Who I've hurt. The blood on these hands. He releases the gun, stepping back. So do it. End this. End me. The weapon feels like a curse in my hand. I could pull the trigger. It would be easy. One shot. Fulfill the contract. Walk away with $2 million and no witnesses. That's who the Viper is. That's what I was trained to do. But I'm not the Viper anymore. I reverse the grip and slam the gun's handle into his temple. Sung Min staggers, dropping to one knee. Blood wells from the gash above his eyebrow, streaming down his face. He looks up at me, shocked. And for a moment, I see something I've never seen in his eyes before. Relief. I fell in love with you, you idiot. I throw the gun across the room. It skitters into the corner, useless. Not with the Jade Emperor. Not with the contract. With you. The man who leaves books open on page 47 because that's where you fell asleep reading. The man who makes terrible coffee but drinks it anyway because the staff is watching. The man who plays piano at 2 a.m. when he thinks no one can hear. Tina, I don't care about your code. I don't care about your honor. I don't care about the $2 million. I'm shaking now. Fury and fear and love tangled so tight I can't separate them. You want to die? Too bad. I'm keeping you alive, whether you like it or not. He stares at me. Blood drips onto the mat between us, dark against the light gray. Then he breaks. It's not a small thing. Not a crack. It's a complete collapse. He folds forward, hands covering his face, and a sound rips from his throat that doesn't belong to the Jade Emperor. It belongs to a man who's been drowning for 15 years and finally broke the surface. I drop to my knees beside him, pulling his hands away. His face is wet, destroyed. I'm so tired, he whispers. I'm so tired of being him, of carrying this, of waking up every day and putting on the mask and pretending I'm not screaming inside. Then stop. I cup his face, forcing him to look at me. Stop pretending. Stop carrying it alone. Let me help you. You can't. But his hands come up, covering mine, holding them against his skin, like I'm the only thing keeping him anchored. You don't understand what you're asking. The world I live in doesn't allow weakness, doesn't allow love, doesn't allow... I kiss him. It's not gentle, not soft. It's desperate and furious, and tastes like blood and tears and 6 months of wanting something I thought I couldn't have. His mouth opens under mine, and the kiss turns into something more. Something that feels like drowning and breathing at the same time. His hands move to my waist, pulling me closer. The maid's uniform tears. I don't know if it's him or me or both of us. And suddenly there's skin on skin, heat on heat, and nothing between us but the truth we've both been running from. Tina. My name is a prayer in his mouth. A confession. I don't know how to do this. How to want something. How to keep something. Then learn. I pull back just enough to see his eyes. They're no longer cold, no longer dead. They're burning. Learn with me. The mat is unforgiving beneath us, but his hands are gentle, reverent, like he's touching something sacred, like he's afraid I'll disappear if he's not careful. He traces the line of my collarbone, the curve of my shoulder, the hollow of my throat, memorizing every inch with fingertips that have ended lives, but now shake with the effort of creating something instead of destroying it. You're so beautiful. The words sound like they're being torn out of him. I watched you every day and thought I was imagining it. The way the light catches your skin, the way you move, like water, like music, like everything I've ever wanted and never thought I could have. My dark skin is flushed with heat, my braids coming loose from their practical bun. I should feel vulnerable, exposed. Instead, I feel powerful, because this man, this dangerous, broken, beautiful man, is looking at me like I'm salvation and damnation wrapped in one package. Show me. I pull him closer, feeling the rapid hammer of his heart against mine. Show me you want to live. What happens next is not about bodies, it's about souls. Two people who've spent their entire lives in darkness finding light in each other. His mouth on my skin is worship. My hands in his hair are possession. Every touch, every breath, every moment is an affirmation. I'm alive. You're alive. We're alive together. The smell of gun oil fades, replaced by cedar and salt and something uniquely him. The cold steel of weapons gives way to the heat of skin. The underground tomb transforms into a sanctuary, and when we finally collapse together, tangled and trembling and wholly undone, he presses his forehead to mine and whispers 4 words that change everything. Don't let me go. Never. I hold him tighter, feeling his heart beat against mine in perfect synchronization. You're stuck with me now. He laughs. It's a broken, beautiful sound. The first real laugh I've ever heard from him. I hired the viper to kill me, he murmurs against my skin. Instead, she gave me a reason to live. The universe has a twisted sense of humor. The universe is an asshole. I kiss his scarred knuckles, the geometric ink, the evidence of a life lived in violence. But at least it brought you to me. His arms tighten around me. Or you to me. We stay like that, wrapped around each other on the dojang mats, until the adrenaline fades and reality starts creeping back in. Outside this room, there's still a contract, still a syndicate, still a life he can't escape. But for now, in this moment, we're just 2 people who chose each other, who chose life over death, love over duty. It won't be enough, but it's a start. Morning light filters through silk curtains, turning Sungmin's bedroom into something from a dream. The bed beneath me is obscenely large, the sheets Egyptian cotton with a thread count I can't even calculate. Everything in this room whispers money and power and taste, except for the man beside me. He's asleep on his stomach, one arm thrown across my waist, his face peaceful in a way I've never seen it. The morning sun illuminates the tattoos covering his back, an intricate landscape of dragons and geometric patterns that flow like water from his shoulders to his spine. Each line is art. Each symbol is a story I don't yet know. I trace one with my fingertip, a flower. Delicate petals inked between his ribs, almost hidden among the more aggressive imagery. It's out of place. Softer, newer. It's you. His voice is rough with sleep, but he doesn't open his eyes. What? The flower. He shifts slightly, his arm tightening around my waist. I had it done 3 months ago. After you brought me tea and stayed to argue about the book I was reading. You said the protagonist was an idiot for not seeing what was right in front of him. A smile ghosts across his lips. I realized you were talking about me. My heart does something complicated in my chest. You got a tattoo. For me. Before I ever touched you. He finally opens his eyes, and they're soft, warm, completely unguarded. I claimed you long before I had any right to. Sungmin. I know. He rolls onto his side, propping himself up on one elbow. I know it's insane. I know I hired you to kill me. I know everything about this is wrong, but I couldn't stop myself from marking my skin with evidence of you. From making permanent what I thought could only be temporary. I don't know what to say, what to feel. This man orchestrated his own death, but somewhere in the middle of his plan, he fell, just like I did. His free hand comes up, cupping my face with a gentleness that contradicts everything I know about the Jade Emperor. Last night, changed everything, I finish, or ruined everything. But he's smiling when he says it, a real smile. The kind that transforms his entire face from dangerous to devastatingly beautiful. I don't know how to protect you from what's coming. I don't need protection. Yes, you do. His thumb brushes my cheekbone. You don't know what you've done. By keeping me alive, He stops, searching for words. By making me want to live, you've made yourself a target. The people who control me, the shadow board, they don't allow distractions. They don't allow weakness. And you, Tina Collins, are both. Then we deal with them. You can't just deal with the shadow board. They're not a problem you can eliminate. They're a hydra. Cut off one head, 2 more grow back. They've run this syndicate for 3 generations. My grandfather, my father, now. A sharp knock interrupts him. Sungmin's entire demeanor shifts instantly. The warmth vanishes. The softness hardens. In less than a second, he's the Jade Emperor again, sitting up, his face a mask of cold calculation. Get dressed. It's not a suggestion. Quickly, I scramble for my clothes. The torn maid's uniform from last night is useless, so I grab one of his shirts from the closet. It falls to mid-thigh on me, smelling like cedar and him. Not exactly professional, but better than nothing. The knock comes again, more insistent. Enter. Sungmin's voice could cut glass. The door opens, and a young servant steps in. His face is pale, his hands shaking. He keeps his eyes fixed on the floor, refusing to look at either of us. Master Cho. The words tumble out in a rush. Forgive the interruption, but... He swallows hard. She is here. The temperature in the room drops 10 degrees. When? Sungmin asks quietly. 10 minutes ago. She's waiting in the east drawing room. She requests your immediate presence. Of course she does. Sungmin stands, moving to his wardrobe with controlled precision. Tell her I'll be there in 5 minutes, she said immediately. Master Cho. Then she can wait 6 minutes. The edge in his voice makes the servant flinch. Dismissed. The man practically runs from the room. I watch Sungmin dress, each movement mechanical. Crisp white shirt, tailored black pants. A jacket that belonged to the world of private flights and quiet deals. He's building armor, piece by piece. Transforming from the man who held me last night into something else entirely. Who is she? I ask, though part of me already knows. My grandmother. He knots his tie without looking at a mirror, his fingers moving with practiced efficiency. The real power behind the Jiang syndicate, the dragon head. He pauses, meeting my eyes in the reflection of the window. The woman who will destroy you the moment she understands what you mean to me. Fear licks up my spine. Then don't let her understand. Too late for that. He turns to face me. The staff saw you leave the dojang with me last night. They saw you enter this room. They know. Which means she knows. He crosses to me, taking my face in his hands one more time. Listen to me carefully. When you see her, you will put on your uniform. You will serve tea. You will be invisible. Do not speak unless spoken to. Do not meet her eyes. Do not give her any reason to notice you. I'm not afraid of an old woman. You should be. His grip tightens slightly. She's killed more people than I have. And unlike me, she enjoys it. He leans down, pressing his forehead to mine. Please, Tina, for once, just do what I ask. Be the maid, play the part. Because the moment she sees you as a threat, I won't be able to protect you. The please breaks me. This man who commands with absolute authority is begging. Okay, I breathe the word against his lips. I'll be invisible. Thank you. He kisses me, soft, desperate. Get dressed. There's a spare uniform in the staff quarters, 3rd floor, 2nd door on the right. Be in the drawing room in 10 minutes. No matter what you hear, no matter what she says, you don't react. Understood? Understood. He leaves first, his footsteps measured and calm down the hallway. The man who broke apart in my arms last night is gone. The Jade Emperor has taken his place. I find the uniform where he said it would be. Black dress, white apron, sensible shoes. I braid my hair tight and pin it into a bun, erasing any softness, any evidence of the night before. In the mirror, I look exactly like what I'm supposed to be. A servant, invisible, unremarkable. The Viper knows how to disappear. I've done it 100 times. This should be easy. But my hands shake as I prepare the tea service. The East drawing room is all white and gold, decorated in a style that screams old money and older power. Traditional Korean art hangs on the walls, landscapes and calligraphy that are probably priceless. The furniture is Western but placed with Eastern precision. Everything balanced. Everything controlled. In the center of the room, in a wheelchair that's clearly custom-made, sits a woman who looks like she should be someone's sweet grandmother. Small, delicate, silver hair and a perfect chignon, wearing a hanbok in pale blue silk that probably costs more than a car. But her eyes are black, flat, empty. This is the dragon head. Sungmin sits across from her, his posture perfect, his face blank. They're speaking in Korean, rapid, clipped sentences. I can't follow, but I don't need to understand the words to feel the tension. It's suffocating. I enter with the tea service, keeping my eyes down, my movements smooth. Invisible. Just like he asked. Ah, the woman's voice is soft. Musical. Completely at odds with the predator I see in her eyes. The new girl. How efficient. I set the tray on the low table between them, my hands steady despite the ice forming in my veins. Pour, she commands in English. I pour. First her cup, then Sungmin's. The green tea steaming and fragrant. Traditional. Perfect. Look at me, child. Sungmin's jaw tightens, but he doesn't speak, doesn't intervene. I raise my eyes slowly, meeting the dragon head's gaze. She smiles. It doesn't reach her eyes. Beautiful. Such lovely skin. Like polished ebony. She takes a sip of tea, never breaking eye contact. Tell me, child, how long have you worked for my grandson? 6 months, ma'am. My voice is steady, respectful. Exactly what a maid should sound like. 6 months. She sets down her cup with precision. And in those 6 months, have you found my grandson to be a fair employer? Trap. The word screams in my head. Very fair, ma'am. She studies me like I'm an insect under glass. You're well-spoken, educated, unusual for domestic staff. Her head tilts slightly. Tell me, what brings a woman like you to clean houses? I needed work, ma'am. Master Cho was generous enough to hire me. Generous. She repeats the word like it's foreign. Yes. My grandson is many things. Generous, obedient, dutiful. Her smile sharpens. Predictable. Sungmin finally speaks. Grandmother, if you have business to discuss, sit. The command cracks like a whip. He sits. The dragon head turns her attention back to me. You may go, child. But first tell me, do you find my grandson handsome? Ice floods my veins. I don't. It's a simple question. Yes or no? Yes, ma'am. The truth slips out before I can stop it. He's very handsome. Of course he is. She waves a hand dismissively. The Cho men have always been beautiful. It makes them useful. Decorative figureheads, while the real power works behind the scenes. Her eyes bore into me. But beauty is dangerous. It makes people forget themselves, forget their place, forget the rules that keep them alive. Grandmother. Sungmin's voice is sharp. That's enough. Is it? She doesn't look at him, doesn't acknowledge him. Her focus is entirely on me. You may go now, child. And remember, in this house, some things are to be looked at but never touched. The art on the walls, the treasures in the vault. My grandson. She smiles again. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am. I bow slightly. The perfect servant. Perfectly. Good. She finally releases me from her gaze. You're dismissed. I leave the room with measured steps, my head high, my spine straight. I don't run. Don't rush. I walk like there's nothing wrong, like my heart isn't trying to escape my chest. But once I'm around the corner, out of sight, I lean against the wall and try to remember how to breathe. She knows. She knows everything. And now I'm standing in the crosshairs of the most dangerous woman in Chicago. The kitchen is my domain for the next 3 days. I scrub. I polish. I prepare meals I don't taste. I become the perfect maid, invisible and efficient, while the estate prepares for something the staff whispers about in corners: a wedding. Sung Min is getting married. The announcement came the morning after the Dragonhead's visit, a formal engagement to the daughter of the Nakamura family, a powerful Yakuza clan from the West Coast. The ceremony will take place in 2 weeks at the Winter Gala, a lavish event that brings together every major syndicate on the continent. A alliance marriage, a business transaction, a performance. I tell myself it doesn't matter, that I knew what this was, what we were, a stolen moment, a beautiful mistake. But watching him with her, with Yuki Nakamura, is a special kind of torture. She arrives on a Tuesday afternoon in a motorcade that blocks the entire driveway. She's stunning in a way that makes my chest ache. Porcelain skin, perfect makeup, designer clothes priced beyond anything I ever made as the Viper. She moves through the estate like she already owns it, her voice light and musical, her laugh practiced and pretty. Everything I'm not. Sung Min is attentive but cold. He offers his arm, opens doors, smiles at appropriate moments. But I've seen his real smile. I know what warmth looks like in his eyes. This performance isn't it. It doesn't help. I serve them lunch on the terrace, set down plates of delicate Japanese cuisine prepared by the head chef. Pour wine, I'm told, costs more than a car. Disappear into the background while they discuss venue arrangements and guest lists and futures that don't include me. Yuki barely notices I exist. Sung Min doesn't look at me at all. It's better that way. Safer. But it still feels like dying. On the 4th day, I stop pretending this is sustainable. I wait until midnight, until the house is quiet and the security shifts change, and I slip into the server room I found 6 months ago, the one I used to intercept the hit team, the one that got me caught. If I'm going to survive this, I need information. I need to understand what the Dragonhead is planning. Because women like her don't just arrange marriages, they orchestrate power plays. The encryption on her personal communications is military grade, but I'm better. I taught half the intelligence community their tricks. Within 20 minutes, I'm inside her system, scrolling through messages that make my blood run cold. The wedding isn't a celebration. It's a trap. The Winter Gala will bring together every rival syndicate in one room. The Dragonhead has been coordinating with someone called the Wolf, a mercenary leader who's agreed to attack during the ceremony. In the chaos, key rivals will be eliminated. Sung Min will be forced to respond with violence, cementing his reputation as a ruthless leader and destroying any chance he has of escaping this life. It's brilliant. It's horrifying. It's exactly what I'd plan if I wanted to ensure someone stayed trapped forever. But there's more. I find a video file buried in the encrypted messages. Surveillance footage from the ballroom, dated for the night of the gala. The quality is high-end, clearly a test run of the camera system. But what catches my attention is the figure on screen. A man, tall, broad-shouldered, military bearing. He's checking sightlines, examining exits, planning for the attack. Then he turns toward the camera, and my entire world stops. Liam, who died 3 years ago in Lagos. Liam, whose body I identified. Liam, whose funeral I attended. Liam, who is very much alive and working with the Dragonhead. The room spins. I grip the edge of the desk, trying to process what I'm seeing. This isn't possible. I watched him die. I buried him. I mourned him for 6 months before finally accepting that everyone I ever loved ended up dead. But there he is, on screen, in Sung Min's estate, planning an attack. The pieces click together with horrible clarity. Liam isn't here to kill Sung Min. The message traffic confirms it. He's here to extract an asset, to retrieve what was taken. He's here for me. My former fiancé, who I thought was dead, is working with Sung Min's grandmother to destroy the man I love. The sick irony isn't lost on me. I copy everything. Every message, every plan, every detail of the attack. I save it to 3 different encrypted drives and hide them in places no one will think to look. Then I erase my tracks and slip out of the server room like a ghost. I need to warn Sung Min. I need to tell him what's coming. But when I reach his study, I hear voices. His and Yuki's. You're very convincing, she says, her voice carrying through the partially open door. The staff actually believes you want this marriage, don't they? Sungmin sounds exhausted. Please. I've seen you looking at her. The maid. The pretty one with the dark skin. Yuki laughs, but there's no humor in it. You're not as subtle as you think. It doesn't matter what I want. His voice is flat. I have a role to play. We both do. A pause. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. You seem like a decent man trapped in an indecent life. The story of the Cho family. At least after this, you'll be safe. My father's alliance will protect you from some of the more aggressive factions. Your grandmother will have what she wants. And I, Yuki's voice softens, will have a marriage of convenience with a man who won't demand anything I'm not willing to give. We're both prisoners then. Beautifully decorated prisoners in a gilded cage. She sighs. It could be worse. Yes, it could. I leave before I hear more. Before the knife in my chest twists any deeper. He's going through with it. Not because he wants to. Not because he loves her. But because he sees no other choice. The man who begged me not to let him go is letting go of himself, and I'm supposed to stand by and watch. 3 days before the wedding, everything falls apart. I'm in the security room. My third visit this week. When I intercept a new message. Not from the dragon head. From the wolf. Direct. Personal. Addressed to V. The Viper. I know you're there. I know you've been digging. Meet me at the North Gate at midnight, or I start killing staff to get your attention. We need to talk. L. My hands freeze on the keyboard. He knows I'm here. Has known the whole time. This entire thing. The wedding. The attack. The trap. It's not just about Sungmin. It's about me. I could ignore it. Could tell Sungmin. Could let security handle it. But if Liam starts killing people to get to me, innocent people will die. The kitchen staff who taught me their recipes. The housekeepers who included me in their gossip. The gardener who always saves the best flowers for the arrangements I make. I won't let them die because of me. So, at 11:45, I slip out of the estate. I bypass the security I've memorized. I make my way to the North Gate, where the cameras have convenient blind spots, and I wait. He appears at midnight exactly, stepping out of the shadows like he never left them. Liam looks older, harder. His blonde hair is cut military short, his face scarred in places that weren't scarred before. But it's him, unmistakably him. Hello, V. He smiles, and it's wrong. The smile I remember was warm. This one is calculated, cold. Miss me? You're dead. My voice is steady despite the chaos in my chest. Clearly not. He moves closer, and I see the tactical gear under his jacket, the weapons, the readiness. Surprised? Confused. I don't back away, don't show weakness. Lagos was staged. He shrugs. The agency needed a ghost. I needed out. It worked for everyone. Except me. I mourned you. I know. Something flickers in his eyes. I'm sorry for that. But it was necessary. You were getting too close to the truth. Too close to realizing what the agency really was. A front for criminal organizations. See? You figured it out anyway. He stops 5 feet away. You always were the smartest one in the room. Why are you here, Liam? To save you. He says it like it's obvious. You're in danger, V. The Jade Emperor. Sungmin. Whatever he calls himself. He's using you. The man is a sociopath. A killer. And you're just his latest obsession. You don't know him. I know his type. I've dealt with dozens of them. Men who think they can own people, control them, use them until they break. His voice hardens. I'm not letting him do that to you. I'm not a thing to be saved. No. You're the woman I loved. The woman I still love. And I'm getting you out of here before his psychotic grandmother decides you're a problem to eliminate. The confession should move me. Should mean something. It doesn't. Because I'm not the woman he loved anymore. I stopped being her the moment I fell for a man with dragon tattoos and sad eyes. I'm not leaving. The words are quiet. Certain. Liam's expression darkens. Tina. My name is Tina. Not V. Not the Viper. I'm done being that person. You'll never be done. It's who you are. What you are. He takes another step forward. You think you can play house with the Jade Emperor and somehow become normal? He's a monster. They all are. And the moment you're no longer useful, he'll discard you. Or worse. You're wrong. Am I? He pulls out a phone, pulling up a photo. This was taken 2 days ago. I look, and my heart shatters. It's Sung-min, with Yuki, in his study. She's crying. He's holding her, comforting her. She came to him, Liam says softly. Told him she doesn't want this marriage. That she's in love with someone else. And you know what he did? He promised to protect her secret, to give her a marriage of convenience where she could keep her lover on the side. He's using her, Tina. Just like he's using you. That's not. He's marrying her in 3 days. While you scrub his floors and serve his tea and pretend you don't exist? Is that the life you want? To be his secret? His side piece? The maid he fucks when his wife isn't looking? Stop. The word comes out strangled. I'm sorry. And he does sound sorry. Genuinely. But you need to hear this. You need to understand. This world doesn't allow happy endings. Not for people like us. The best we can do is survive. Together. He reaches out, and I let him take my hand. Because part of me, the part that's broken and bleeding and tired of fighting, wants to believe him, wants to run, wants to be somewhere safe where I don't have to watch the man I love marry someone else. Come with me, Liam whispers. Right now, I have a car waiting. We can be gone before sunrise. Start over. Be who we were supposed to be before all of this. I can't. You can. You just have to choose. Him or me. Prison or freedom. Death or life. I look at the estate behind me. At the lit windows. At the life I built in 6 months. At the man who's getting married in 3 days to save his skin. Okay, the word tastes like ash. Let's go. Liam's face lights up with relief. Thank you. God. Tina. Thank you. You won't regret this. I promise. He leads me toward the shadows where a car is waiting. Away from the estate. Away from Sung-min. Away from everything. And with every step, I memorize the route, the timing, the blind spots. Because Liam's wrong about one thing. I'm not done being the Viper. I'm just getting started. The SUV smells like leather and gun oil. Liam drives with practiced efficiency, checking mirrors, taking random turns, ensuring we're not followed. Standard evasion protocol. I taught him half these tricks. There's a safe house in the city, he says, glancing at me with genuine warmth. Nothing fancy, but it's secure. We can lay low for a few days. Then I have contacts who can get us new identities. Canada first, then maybe Europe, somewhere quiet. Somewhere we can finally be normal. Normal. The word sounds like a fairy tale. What about the attack? I ask, keeping my voice carefully neutral. The Winter Gala. You were planning to hit it. His hands tighten on the wheel. Was. Past tense. I'm pulling out. The Dragonhead can find someone else to do her dirty work. Just like that? Just like that. He reaches over, squeezing my hand. You're more important than any contract. Than any amount of money. I'm not losing you again. The lie is smooth. Practiced. Almost believable. But I saw the messages. I know the plan. The attack is happening whether I'm there or not. Which means everyone in that ballroom, including Sung-min, is walking into a massacre. And Liam doesn't think I'll try to stop it. I need to use the bathroom, I say when we pull up to a high-rise in downtown Chicago. Sure. Top floor, penthouse. Code is 8472. He hands me a key card. I need to make a call anyway. Check in with my team. Let them know I'm out. The penthouse is exactly what I expect. Expensive. Impersonal. The kind of place rich people buy to prove they can but never actually live in. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city, the lights spreading out like fallen stars. I find the bathroom, close the door, turn on the water. Then I climb out the window. The fire escape is rusty but functional. I make my way down 3 floors, careful to stay in the shadows, then break into an empty apartment. The lock is cheap. Takes me 45 seconds. Inside, I find a phone. Old. Probably belongs to someone's grandmother, but it works. I dial the one number I've memorized, the one that connects directly to Sung-min's private line, the one he gave me 6 months ago and told me to use only for emergencies. This qualifies. It rings once, twice, 3 times. Then, Tina. His voice is rough, like he's been screaming, or crying, Where are you? Downtown. Liam took me. I know. Security caught it on camera. We've been tearing the city apart looking for you. Listen to me. The wedding. It's a trap. The attack is real. The wolf. Liam. He's working with your grandmother. They're planning to hit the gala. Kill your rivals. Force you to retaliate. Trap you in this life forever. Silence. Heavy. Suffocating. I know. My heart stops. What? I know about the attack. I've known for 2 weeks. The dragon head isn't as subtle as she thinks. I have my own people inside her network. Then why? Why are you going through with it? Because it's the only way to end this. His voice drops, becomes something dark and final. She wants a war? I'll give her one. But on my terms. In my house. Where I control every variable. Sung-min, you can't. I can. I will. The Winter Gala will be the last thing the Jeomjang Syndicate does under her rule. After tomorrow night, either she's dead or I am. There's no middle ground anymore. Let me help. No. The word is absolute. You're out. You're safe. Stay away from the estate. Stay away from me. This is my fight. Like hell it is. Anger floods through me. You don't get to martyr yourself. Not after what you said. Not after last night in the dojang. You promised me you'd live. I am living. Something breaks in his voice. For the first time in 15 years, I'm choosing my own fate. Fighting my own battle. Win or lose, it's mine. That's what living means. It means dying. Maybe. But I'd rather die free than live as her puppet for one more day. He takes a shaky breath. Please, Tina. Please just stay away. Let me do this. Let me give you the one thing I can. A chance to survive. The line goes dead. I stare at the phone. At the city below. At the choice in front of me. Run. Disappear. Let him fight his war alone. Save myself. Or go back. Fight beside him. Die beside him if necessary. It's not really a choice at all. The Winter Gala is everything the rumors promised. Opulent. Excessive. Obscene. The ballroom has been transformed into something from a fever dream. Red silk draping the walls, crystal chandeliers casting rainbow light, ice sculptures of dragons melting slowly into pools of water that look like blood. Every major syndicate is here. Yakuza, Triad, Bratva, Cartel. They stand in clusters, pretending to be civilized while carrying enough weapons to start a war. Which is exactly what's about to happen. I slip in through the service entrance, using credentials I stole from a catering company. My hair is pinned up, hidden under a server's cap. My face is painted with makeup that makes my features forgettable. I'm wearing a black uniform identical to 24 other servers. Invisible, just how I like it. The ceremony is starting. Sung-min stands at the altar in a black tuxedo worn by men who never ask the price. He looks perfect. Untouchable. The Jade Emperor in all his glory, but I can see the tension in his shoulders. The way his hands flex at his sides. The slight pause between breaths. He's terrified. Yuki appears at the far end of the aisle. She's stunning in a white gown that probably required a team of designers. But her face is pale. Her hands shake around her bouquet. She doesn't want this either. The officiant begins speaking in a mixture of English and Korean. Traditional vows, ancient promises, all of it a lie. I move through the crowd, serving champagne, scanning faces, looking for threats. The dragonhead sits in the front row, her wheelchair positioned perfectly to watch her grandson's destruction. She's smiling, pleased. This is her victory. Not for long. I spot Liam's team. 6 of them, dressed as guests but moving like soldiers. They're positioned at key points around the room. Exits, support columns, anywhere that provides cover and sight lines. They're waiting for the signal. The vows continue. Sung-min's voice is steady as he promises to love and honor and cherish. Yuki's voice cracks when she repeats the same lies. If anyone has objections, the officiant intones, speak now or... I trigger the lockdown. The button is hidden under my server's tray. One press, and the entire ballroom security system activates. Magnetic locks engage on every door. Bulletproof panels slide over the windows. Emergency lights flood the space. We're sealed in. A tomb, a cage, a trap. Chaos erupts. Liam's team moves instantly, drawing weapons, shouting orders. Guests scream, diving for cover. The Dragonhead's guards push forward, trying to protect her, and I rip off my disguise. The server uniform tears away, revealing tactical gear underneath. Body armor, weapons harness, combat boots. I pull a pistol from each thigh holster, feeling the Viper slide back into place like a second skin. I've missed her. Tina. Sungmin's voice cuts through the chaos. He's staring at me from the altar, his face a mixture of horror and fury and something that looks like love. What are you doing? Saving you. I fire twice, taking out 2 of Liam's men before they can target him. Again. Then Sungmin moves, and I realize he's been planning this all along. He reaches under the altar, pulling out weapons he hid there. 2 submachine guns, military grade. Illegal in every sense. He tosses one to Yuki. She catches it with practiced ease, her wedding gown billowing as she drops into a shooter's stance. About time, she mutters. This dress is uncomfortable as hell. They weren't victims. They were never victims. They were bait. Sungmin and Yuki move as a unit, back to back, cutting through the Dragonhead's guards with surgical precision. They're not trying to escape. They're advancing, fighting their way toward the front row. Toward her. I provide cover, taking out Liam's remaining team. One by one, clean shots. No hesitation. This is what I'm good at. What I was trained for. The ballroom is a symphony of violence. Glass shatters, bodies fall. The crystal chandeliers sway overhead, raining prisms of light across the carnage like a blessing that comes too late. I fire 3 more rounds, each one finding its mark. Liam's mercenaries drop like puppets with cut strings. My shoulder screams where his bullet tore through muscle, but pain is just information. The Viper doesn't stop for pain. Tina! Sungmin's voice cuts through the chaos. He's fighting his way toward me, but 3 guards block his path. His eyes meet mine across the smoke and bodies, and in that look is everything. Apology, desperation, love that tastes like goodbye. Then someone grabs me from behind. Strong arms lock around my waist, lifting me off my feet. I drive my elbow back, connecting with ribs, but the grip doesn't loosen. Tactical gear, body armor, professional restraint techniques that I taught to intelligence operatives years ago. Stop fighting me! Liam's voice in my ear, urgent and familiar. I'm getting you out of here. Let go! I twist, trying to break free, but my injured shoulder betrays me. White-hot agony explodes through my arm, and for a moment, the world goes gray at the edges. Liam uses my hesitation. He hauls me backward, away from the center of the ballroom, toward the service entrance. Away from Sungmin. No! I scream, reaching for him even though he's too far away. Sungmin! He sees Liam dragging me. His face transforms into something feral, murderous. He abandons his defensive position, sprinting across the chaos toward us. He drops 2 guards with precise shots, clearing a path. For a second, I think he's actually going to make it. Then the double doors behind the altar burst open. A dozen more of the Dragonhead's elite enforcement squad flood the room. Heavily armored, carrying automatic weapons. They form a wall between Sungmin and me, weapons raised. Sungmin skids to a halt. He looks at the wall of soldiers. Then he looks at the Dragonhead, who is smiling. A cold, victorious smile that says she knew this would happen. She thinks she has checkmated him. He looks back at me. I see the calculation in his eyes. The heartbreaking realization. He can't fight through 12 armored men to get to me. If he tries, he dies, and they come for me next. He has to change the battlefield. He locks eyes with me one last time. He mouths 2 words. Forgive me. His hand drops to his belt, gripping the black remote clipped to his gear. He presses the button. The ground beneath the estate heaves violently. A massive explosion rocks the east wing. The shockwave shatters the remaining windows, throwing the elite squad off their feet. Sungmin is hurled backward into a marble pillar. A massive section of the ceiling gives way, crashing down exactly where the elite squad was standing, and forming an impenetrable wall of dust, stone, and smoke between me and the rest of the ballroom. Sungmin! I scream, the sound tearing at my throat. Liam clamps a hand over my mouth, hauling me back into the shadows of the service exit. He's gone, V. He hisses in my ear, alive and terrifyingly close. But you're not dying with him. I strike back, kicking and clawing, but the pain in my shoulder blinds me. The last thing I see before the service door slams shut is the ballroom ceiling collapsing, sealing Sungmin inside with the dragon head and her army. The heavy steel door slams shut, cutting off the roar of the explosion and the screams of the dying. Suddenly, it's too quiet. Just the hum of emergency lights and the ragged sound of my own breathing. "Move!" Liam shouts, shoving me down the stark white service corridor. "You killed him!" I twist in his grip, driving my elbow back, but my injured shoulder betrays me. White-hot agony explodes through my arm, and my knees buckle. Liam catches me before I hit the floor, hauling me up with an ease that makes me sick. "I saved you," he grunts, dragging me toward the loading dock. There's a difference. An armored SUV waits at the bay, engine running. 2 men in tactical gear flank it. I recognize the patches on their shoulders immediately. They aren't mercenaries. They are Dragonhead security. Ice floods my veins. "Liam, why are you with them?" "Get in the car, Tina." He opens the back door, revealing a medical kit already prepped on the leather seat. We don't have time for a debate. I try to pull away, to run back to the door, back to the rubble where Sungmin is buried. But one of the guards steps forward, a syringe glinting in his hand. "Don't make them sedate you," Liam warns, his voice softening with that twisted version of care I used to mistake for love. "Please, just trust me." Trust him? He just orchestrated the destruction of the man I love. But I'm bleeding, unarmed, and outnumbered. The Viper knows when to fight and when to wait. I climb into the SUV. As we peel out of the loading dock, tires screeching on concrete, I look back at the estate. Flames are already licking the night sky, consuming the east wing. "He's alive," I tell myself, pressing my hand against my stomach. "He has to be alive. Let me see your shoulder." Liam reaches for me, but I pull away. "Don't touch me. You're bleeding everywhere." "Good." I press my hand against the wound, feeling warm blood seep between my fingers. "It'll make a trail. He'll find me." "Tina." Liam's voice softens. "He's not coming for you. He can't." My team confirmed the Dragonhead's personal guard pulled him from the rubble. He's in her custody now, probably wishing he had died in the collapse. The words hit me harder than a bullet. Captured. By the woman who wanted him dead. "You don't know him," I whisper. "He'll survive, maybe, but he won't come for you. He was using you, V. From the beginning." Liam pulls out his phone. "I didn't want to show you this, but you need to know the truth." He plays a video file. It's security footage, time-stamped from 2 hours ago. The location marker reads, Dragonhead Private Office. On screen, Sungmin stands in front of the Dragonhead's desk. He's not in his wedding clothes yet. He's wearing tactical gear, armed. The Dragonhead sits in her wheelchair, and standing beside her, shaking her hand in what looks like agreement, is Sungmin. The audio is clear, crystal, damning. "The girl has served her purpose," the Dragonhead says in English, probably for the benefit of whoever is watching. "Once the wedding is complete and the rivals are eliminated, you'll dispose of her quietly. Make it look like an accident. The American authorities won't ask questions about a dead maid." Sungmin nods. His face is blank, cold. "The Jade Emperor, not the man who held me and promised he'd never let go." "And if she becomes problematic before then?" he asks. "Then handle it immediately." The Dragonhead's smile is sharp. "You've always been efficient with problems." "Grandson." "Understood." They discuss logistics, body disposal, cover stories. The best way to eliminate an intelligence operative without leaving evidence. They discuss killing me like I'm a line item on a business ledger. The video ends. I can't breathe, can't think, can't process what I just watched. But he told me on the phone he was fighting her. He said it was a war. Was that a lie too? Was everything a lie? Or, this is fake. I'm sorry. Liam's hand is gentle on my uninjured arm. "I'm so sorry you had to see that. But you needed to know the truth. He was using you. From the beginning. The contract, the romance, all of it. It was a game to him." "No." The word comes out broken. "That's not. He wouldn't. I have 3 more videos just like it." Liam pockets the phone. "All from the past week. All of him and his grandmother planning your death. The only reason you're alive right now is because I got to you first." Nausea rolls through me in waves. Not just from the shock. From something deeper. Something that's been building for weeks, and I've been too focused on survival to notice. I lean forward, pressing my forehead against the cool window. The city blurs past, lights smearing into watercolor streaks. My reflection looks like a ghost. Where are you taking me? My voice sounds distant, hollow. Somewhere safe. Liam starts cleaning my wound with practiced efficiency. I barely feel it. A penthouse downtown. Secure. Off the grid. You can rest. Heal. And then we'll get you somewhere far away from all of this. I don't want to run. I know. But sometimes running is the only way to survive. He applies pressure to stop the bleeding, and I wince. You taught me that, remember? Back in Berlin. You said the best operatives know when to fight and when to disappear. I did say that. A lifetime ago. When I was someone else. The SUV pulls into an underground garage. Expensive cars. Private security. The kind of building where questions aren't asked and money buys silence. Liam helps me out. I let him. Not because I trust him, but because I need time. Time to think. Time to plan. Time to figure out if what I saw on that video was real or manufactured. The elevator ride is silent, smooth. The kind that doesn't even feel like movement. We're ascending, but I feel like I'm falling. The penthouse doors open onto luxury that makes Sungmin's estate look modest. Floor-to-ceiling windows, modern art, furniture that looks like sculptures. Everything white and chrome and perfectly sterile. A prison dressed as paradise. The bathroom is through there. Liam points to a hallway. Take a shower, get cleaned up. I'll find you something to wear that isn't covered in blood. Liam, I turn to face him. The video, where did you get it? Does it matter? Yes, he sighs. The Dragonhead sent it to me 3 days ago, with instructions to extract you during the chaos of the wedding. She wanted you alive, Tina, not dead, at least not yet. Why? Because you're valuable. He moves closer, and I see the calculation in his eyes. You're the Viper, one of the best intelligence operatives in 3 continents. She wants to recruit you. Use your skills for the syndicate, and if you refuse, then she'll eliminate you. But she wanted to give you the option first, and you're helping her. I'm helping you. His hand comes up, cupping my face with a tenderness that makes my skin crawl. I never stopped loving you, Tina. Even when they told me you were dead. Even when I saw you with him. I've been working with the Dragonhead only because it was the fastest way to get close enough to save you. If I refuse? The question is automatic. Trained. His expression shifts. Something cold slides behind his eyes. Then I follow my orders. But I really hope you don't refuse. There it is. The truth beneath the rescue. The chain beneath the illusion of freedom. I'm not saved. I'm captured. I need to lie down. I step back, creating distance. I don't feel well. Of course. Concern floods his face. You've been through hell. Rest. We'll talk in the morning. He shows me to a bedroom that's all white silk and expensive sheets. The windows overlook the city, and in the distance, I can see smoke rising from the direction of the estate. Sungmin is still there, fighting, maybe dying. Or maybe he's fine. Maybe he planned this all along. Maybe I really was just a convenient tool that outlived its usefulness. Liam closes the door. I hear the lock engage from the outside. Definitely a prison. I move to the bathroom, catching my reflection in the mirror. Blood streaks my face. My maid's uniform is torn and ruined. My shoulder is wrapped in hasty bandages that are already seeping red. I look like I've been through war. I feel worse. The nausea hits again, stronger this time. I barely make it to the toilet before I'm sick, my stomach heaving, bringing up nothing because I haven't eaten since yesterday. When the spasms finally stop, I sit back on the cool tile floor, breathing hard. That's when it clicks. The nausea, the exhaustion, the emotional volatility that's been getting worse for weeks. I thought it was stress, trauma, the weight of living a double life. But it's not. I press my hand against my stomach, feeling nothing yet, but knowing with absolute certainty what's growing there. Sungmin's child. The timing is perfect. Or perfectly horrible, depending on perspective. 4 weeks since that night in the dojang. 4 weeks since we made love like the world was ending. My cycle has never been late, not once in my adult life. And now it is. Maybe it was. I stand, stripping off the ruined uniform, letting it fall to the floor. In the shower, I wash away blood and smoke and the last remnants of whoever I was pretending to be. The Viper looks back at me from the steamed mirror. Sharp, focused, lethal. I'm not a victim. I'm not rescued. I'm not trapped. I'm a weapon that just decided on its target. And Liam made a critical mistake. He forgot that the most dangerous thing about a viper isn't the venom, it's the patience. The penthouse is quiet, too quiet. The kind of manufactured silence that comes from soundproofing and controlled environments. Every surface gleams, every angle is precise. It's a beautiful cage designed by someone who understands that comfort can be its own kind of prison. I've been here for 6 hours. Liam thinks I'm sleeping off the trauma, recovering from shock, playing the role of damsel finally saved from the dragon. He's wrong. I'm wearing clothes he left for me. Soft cotton pants, an oversized sweater. Comfortable, non-threatening, the kind of outfit designed to make someone feel domestic, safe, controlled. I've spent those 6 hours cataloging every detail of this prison. The doors are reinforced steel behind decorative wood panels. The windows are bullet-resistant glass. The locks are biometric, fingerprint, and retinal scan. There are cameras in the living room, kitchen, hallways, not in the bedroom or bathroom, which suggests Liam has some boundaries, or he's planning to install them later. There are 2 guards stationed outside the penthouse door. I heard them change shift 3 hours ago. They're professional, quiet, the kind who follow orders without question. In the kitchen, I found exactly what I expected. Expensive appliances, gourmet ingredients, cleaning supplies under the sink that include bleach, ammonia, drain cleaner. All the components I need. In the bathroom, I found a first aid kit with surgical supplies, morphine, antibiotics, everything necessary to treat serious injuries without involving hospitals. And in Liam's bedroom, which I accessed by picking the lock with a wire from my bra, I found his operational equipment, laptop, encrypted phones, weapons locker, files on every member of the Dragonhead's organization, including a detailed dossier on Cho Sung-min's planned rehabilitation. I read it twice, memorized every word, felt my heart turn to stone with each line. They're not planning to kill him. That would be too easy, too final. The Dragonhead wants her puppet functional but compliant. So she's hired a neurosurgeon, one who specializes in experimental procedures that alter personality while maintaining basic cognitive function. A medical lobotomy, precise, targeted, leaving him alive but erasing everything that makes him Sung-min. The procedure is scheduled for tomorrow, 8 in the morning, at a private medical facility in the industrial district. They're going to turn the man I love into a living ghost, unless I stop them. The bedroom door opens. Liam enters carrying a tray. Food, water, medication. You're awake. He smiles, setting the tray on the bedside table. How are you feeling? Like I've been shot. I keep my voice weak, tired. What time is it? Just after 2, in the morning. He sits on the edge of the bed, careful not to crowd me. You should eat something. Keep your strength up. I look at the food. Soup, bread, fruit. All things designed to be easy on a traumatized stomach. I'm not hungry. You need to eat, Tina. His hand reaches for mine, and I let him take it. You've been through hell. Your body needs fuel to heal. What I need is answers. I meet his eyes. That video, of Sung-min. Are you sure it was real? I had it verified by 3 different tech specialists. It's real. He squeezes my fingers. I know it's hard to accept, but you deserve the truth. What happens to him? Now? The Dragonhead will keep him alive. He's still useful as a figurehead, but he'll be monitored, controlled. He won't be a threat anymore. Liam's expression softens with something that might be genuine pity. I'm sorry. I know you cared about him. Loved. The word tastes like ashes. I loved him. I know. He releases my hand, standing. Get some rest. In a few days, when things settle, we'll leave the city. Start over somewhere new. Somewhere safe. Okay. I nod, playing broken. Thank you. For saving me. Always. He moves to the door, pausing. There's morphine in the bedside drawer. For the pain. Don't overdo it. Then he's gone. The lock engages. I'm alone again. I wait 30 minutes. Long enough for him to settle into whatever he's doing. Then I move. The morphine stays in the drawer. I need a clear head, but I do take 2 antibiotics from the first aid kit. Infection will slow me down. I change clothes. Black pants, black shirt, soft-soled shoes. All from Liam's closet. Tailored for him but functional enough on me if I roll the cuffs. From the kitchen, I gather my supplies. Bleach, ammonia, drain cleaner. I mix them in specific ratios learned from a chemistry course the agency made us take. The result is a compound that produces toxic gas when heated. Not enough to kill, just enough to incapacitate. I crack the bedroom window. Just slightly. Enough to vent the room, but not enough to trigger alarms. Then I set my trap. The chemical mixture goes into a ceramic bowl. I place it on a hot plate, set the timer for 15 minutes. Then I seal the bedroom door with towels, creating a barrier that will force the gas outward into the living area where the guards are stationed. Crude, effective. The kind of improvised weapon intelligence operatives learn in hostile territory. I climb out the bathroom window onto the fire escape. Liam made the same mistake twice. He put the Viper in a cage with a loose latch. The night air is cold, sharp against my injured shoulder. Below me, the city spreads out in rivers of light. Behind me, I hear the timer counting down. 3 floors down, I enter an empty apartment through an unlocked window. Some people trust their building security too much. Inside, I find what I need. A laptop, an older model, but functional. I crack the password. It's password 123, because people are predictable, and access the building's security system. On screen, I watch my trap work. The gas seeps under the bedroom door, fills the living area. The guards outside smell it first. They radio for backup, but before help arrives, they're coughing, staggering. One collapses. The other tries to enter the penthouse but can't bypass the lock without Liam's biometrics. Liam emerges from his office, sees the smoke, realizes immediately what's happening. He runs to the bedroom, finds it empty. The window open. Rage transforms his face into something ugly. "Lock down the building," he screams into his radio. "She's running. Find her." But I'm not running. I'm right below him, 3 floors down, watching him scramble. When he disappears from the camera view, probably heading for the stairs, I move. The apartment's owner has a car, keys hanging by the door. A sedan. Nothing fancy. Perfect. I take them. Take a jacket from the closet. Take cash I find in a kitchen drawer. In the garage, I hotwire the sedan anyway. The keys are a decoy. If they track the car, I want them chasing the owner, not me. The vehicle roars to life. I pull out of the garage just as security floods the building. No one notices one more sedan leaving at 2 in the morning. I drive for 20 minutes, random turns, checking mirrors, making sure I'm not followed. Then I ditch the car in a public lot, wipe down surfaces, leave it running with the keys in the ignition. Someone will steal it within the hour. I walk 3 blocks to a 24-hour diner, the kind of place where the coffee is bitter and the clientele doesn't ask questions. In the bathroom, I assess damage. My shoulder is bleeding again. Not badly, but enough that I need to change the bandage. I do it quickly, efficiently, using supplies I stole from the penthouse first aid kit. My reflection looks different, harder. The softness I wore as Tina Collins is gone. The Viper stares back, cold and focused. I buy coffee I don't drink and use the diner's phone to make a call. The number connects to an encrypted line I established years ago. Emergency contact only. The person on the other end is someone I trained with. Someone who owes me more favors than they can count. Oracle. I use their codename. I need information. Viper? The voice is shocked. We thought you were dead. Not yet. I glance around the diner. Empty except for a drunk sleeping in a corner booth. I need the location of a private medical facility in Chicago's industrial district. One that handles off-book procedures for organized crime. That's a long list. Narrow it by recent security upgrades. Military grade. Installed within the last month. Typing. Fast. Oracle is the best information broker in the underground network. Got 3 possibles. Sending coordinates now. My borrowed phone buzzes with incoming data. Thanks. I'm calling in one of those favors. Forget I contacted you. Already forgotten. Viper? Oracle's voice softens. Be careful. Word on the street is the Dragonhead has a kill order out on you. Good. I hang up. Let her try. The 3 locations are spread across the industrial district. I have 7 hours before the procedure. Not enough time to scout all 3 properly, so I make an educated guess. The furthest location. The one deepest into territory the Dragonhead controls. That's where they'd take him. Somewhere they own completely. Somewhere escape is impossible. I steal a bicycle from outside a closed shop. Leave cash tucked under the door, I'm a killer, not a thief. The ride takes 40 minutes. My shoulder screams. My body demands rest. I ignore both. The facility is exactly what I expected. Warehouse exterior. Reinforced everything. Guards at every entrance. Cameras covering every angle. Impossible to infiltrate. For anyone except me. I spend 2 hours watching. Learning patterns, counting guards, identifying weak points. There's a delivery entrance. Service trucks arrive every morning at 6. Food, linens, medical supplies. The guards check credentials, but they're casual. Comfortable. They've been doing this routine long enough that it's boring. Boredom is a weakness. At 5:45, I intercept a delivery truck 2 blocks away. The driver is alone, young, terrified when I press a gun to his head. Drive to the facility, I tell him. Make the delivery like normal. If you do exactly what I say, you'll live. Understand? He nods, trembling. Good. I climb into the back with the supplies. Let's go. The truck pulls up to the delivery entrance at 6 precisely. The guards are expecting it. They wave the driver through with barely a glance. Inside, I slip out while the driver unloads. The guards are watching him, not the cargo. I'm a shadow, a ghost. The viper moving through grass. The facility's interior is clinical. White walls, harsh lighting, the smell of antiseptic that can't quite mask the underlying scent of fear. I find a staff uniform in a laundry room. Scrubs, a surgical mask. Hair covered, instant camouflage. I move through corridors like I belong here. Confident, purposeful. No one questions medical staff during morning rounds. On the 3rd floor, I find him. Sung-min is strapped to a gurney in a pre-op room. He's conscious but drugged. His eyes are unfocused, staring at nothing. They've shaved part of his head. Marked the surgical site with purple ink. The beautiful tattoos on his neck look obscene next to the clinical brutality of medical preparation. He's scheduled for procedure in 90 minutes. I approach slowly. His eyes track the movement, but there's no recognition, no awareness. Sung-min. I keep my voice low. Can you hear me? Nothing. Just that distant, drugged stare. I check the IV bag. Midazolam, a sedative that causes amnesia. They're already starting to erase him. I swap the bag with saline I steal from a supply cabinet. It'll take time for the drug to clear his system, but it's a start. I'm getting you out of here. I stroke his face, careful of the surgical markings. I don't care what was on that video. I don't care what the dragon had planned. I love you, and I'm not letting them take you. His eyes focus. Just slightly. His lips move, forming words that don't make sound. I lean closer. What? Trap. The whisper is barely audible. It's trap. Before I can ask what he means, alarms shriek through the facility. Lockdown protocol. Sealed doors. Armed response. They found the delivery driver. Or maybe they were tracking me all along. I pull a scalpel from the surgical tray. It's not much of a weapon, but it's sharp and I know exactly where to cut. The door bursts open. 4 guards, tactical gear, weapons raised. Behind them, walking slowly like she has all the time in the world, is the dragon head. Her wheelchair rolls to a stop in the doorway. She looks at me, at Sung-min, at the swapped IV bag. Then she smiles. Welcome back, Miss Collins. Her voice is warm. Grandmotherly. We've been expecting you. The dragon head's smile doesn't reach her eyes. They remain flat, black, empty as a tomb. Did you really think, she says, her voice carrying the weight of decades of manipulation, that I didn't know you'd come for him? I position myself between her and Sung-min, the scalpel loose in my grip. 4 guards, 1 dragon head, 5 targets. The math is bad, but I've worked with worse odds. The video, I say. It was fake. Partially. She wheels forward, her guards parting to let her through. My grandson did meet with me. He did discuss your fate, but I edited our conversation, changed the context, made it look like betrayal when it was actually him trying to negotiate your safety. My heart stutters. You manipulated the footage. Of course. I needed you to run to Liam, to trust him, to be exactly where I could control you. Her head tilts, studying me like I'm a specimen under glass. You're predictable, Miss Collins. All operatives are. You think in terms of extraction and evasion. You don't think in terms of chess. This isn't chess. Everything is chess. She gestures to Sungmin. He's my king. Valuable but limited. You're a queen. Powerful but dangerous. Liam is a knight. Useful for specific moves. And I? Her smile sharpens. I am the player. Then you made a mistake. I take a step forward. Because this queen is about to take your king, I move. Not toward her. Toward the guard on the left. The youngest one. The one whose stance is slightly off balance. The scalpel finds the gap in his tactical vest. Not deep enough to kill. Deep enough to make him scream and fall back, creating chaos. I use his body as a shield. Grab his sidearm. Fire twice. 2 guards drop. Clean shots. Center mass. The remaining guard gets off 3 rounds. I feel one graze my ribs, hot and sharp, but I don't stop. Can't stop. I put a bullet in his knee. He goes down. The dragon head doesn't move, doesn't flinch, just watches with those dead eyes as I eliminate her security. Impressive, she says when the gunfire stops. Your reputation is well earned. Shut up. I keep the gun trained on her while I move to Sungmin. With my free hand, I start releasing his restraints. I'm taking him. If you try to stop me, I'll kill you. You won't. Try me. You won't, she repeats, because if you kill me, you'll never know the truth about what's growing inside you. The world stops. I freeze, my hand on Sungmin's wrist strap. What did you say? I've been monitoring both of you since the contract began. Every interaction, every moment. I knew you were pregnant before you did. Horror crawls up my spine. You had no right. I had every right. That child is my great-grandchild. Cho blood, the next generation. She wheels closer. And I should shoot her, but my hand won't move. That baby is the entire reason you're still breathing. Behind me, Sungmin makes a sound. Half groan, half warning. I risk a glance. His eyes are clearer now. The sedative is wearing off. He's staring at me with something that looks like heartbreak. You didn't tell me, he whispers. I didn't know. Not until... I turn back to the dragon head. What do you want? The same thing I've always wanted. Control. Legacy. Power. She gestures to Sungmin. My grandson was supposed to marry, produce heirs, continue the family line, but he fell in love with you instead. Poor Yuki was collateral damage, unfortunately. Her death complicates relations with the Yakuza, but it solves the problem of an unwanted marriage quite permanently. So I adapted. Adapted how? The procedure today isn't to erase him. It's to erase his conditioning. The files you found in Liam's penthouse? I drafted them to look like a punishment. If the Shadow Board knew I was trying to free him, they would have killed us both. She pulls a folder from her wheelchair, tossing it onto the floor between us. His father, my son, had him programmed from childhood. Pain compliance, psychological manipulation. Everything that made him the perfect puppet. I've spent 15 years watching him suffer under that conditioning, watching him try to die rather than continue living as someone else's tool. It wasn't a cure, just a doorway. Therapy and time would do the rest. I stare at the folder. At her. You're lying. I'm many things, Miss Collins. But on this, I'm telling the truth. Her voice softens, and for the first time, she sounds almost human. I loved my son, but he was a monster. What he did to Sungmin, the breaking, the rebuilding, the torture masked as training. It was evil. And when my son died, I inherited a broken boy in a man's body. If you wanted to help him, you've had 15 years. I needed him functional. The syndicate requires a leader. But now... She looks at Sungmin with something that might be genuine regret. Now there's another option. Your child, a fresh start. A new generation raised without the poison of the past. You want my baby. The words taste like venom. I want my family to survive, but on better terms. She wheels backward, creating distance. The procedure today would have removed the conditioning, given him a chance to be free, to be the man he was supposed to be before my son destroyed him. But you've disrupted that. So now we're at an impasse. I don't believe you, but doubt creeps in. Because the folder is there, real, physical. Show me proof. Read the file. It's all documented. Brain scans, psychological evaluations, the neurosurgeon's proposal for targeted intervention to remove trauma-based conditioning without affecting core personality or memory. Her smile is sad now. I'm not trying to erase your lover, Miss Collins. I'm trying to save him. Sungmin's hand touches my arm. I startle, the gun swinging toward him before I can stop myself. It's true. His voice is stronger now, more present. I didn't know about the procedure. She never told me. But the conditioning. He swallows hard. It's real. The pain compliance. The programming. It's why I wanted to die. Why I couldn't pull the trigger myself. The code my father installed won't let me. Then we'll find another way. I lower the gun. We'll get you deprogrammed somewhere else. Somewhere safe. There is nowhere safe. The Dragonhead's voice is firm. The Shadow Board, my late husband's associates. They want him eliminated. They want you eliminated. They want the entire Cho bloodline erased so they can install their own puppet. The only reason you're both alive is because I've been holding them off. Why should I believe anything you say? Because you're still breathing. She reaches into her jacket, and every instinct screams to fire, but she only pulls out a phone. She tosses it to me. Look at the messages. Read the communications I've intercepted. See how many assassination attempts I've stopped in the last 6 months. I catch the phone, open it, scroll through messages that make my blood run cold. Hit orders, contracts, surveillance reports, all targeting either Sung-min or me or both. And beside each one, in the Dragonhead's handwriting, neutralized, intercepted, eliminated. She's been protecting us. While I thought she was the enemy, she's been the only thing standing between us and a dozen different killers. The video, I say slowly. With Liam. You sent it to him to make him think you wanted me extracted. Yes, but you knew he'd use it to manipulate me into running. Yes, and you knew I'd escape and come here. Yes. Her smile returns. Because you're predictable, Miss Collins. But also because you're exactly the kind of dangerous, resourceful woman my family needs. I'm not joining your syndicate. I'm not asking you to. I'm offering you a choice. She gestures to Sung-min. Let me complete the procedure. Let the neurosurgeon remove the conditioning. Give him a chance to be free. Truly free. For the first time in his life. And in exchange, I'll dismantle the Jiang syndicate. Retire. Disappear. Leave you both to raise your child in peace. You'd give up everything? I'm 83 years old. I'm tired. I've been playing this game for 60 years, and all it's brought me is death and broken grandchildren. Her voice cracks. Actually cracks. Let me do one good thing before I die. Let me give him what my son stole. Sung-min's hand tightens on my arm. Tina, let her try. You can't be serious. I am. He sits up slowly, the remaining restraints falling away. I'm so tired of being broken. Of fighting the code. Of waking up every day and having to choose whether I'm going to survive the programming or give in to it. If there's a chance, any chance, to be free of it, I have to try. What if it goes wrong? What if she's lying? Then at least I tried. He takes my face in his hands. And if I die knowing you're carrying our child. That some part of me, the real me, continues. Tears burn my eyes. I can't lose you. You won't. He kisses my forehead. I'm harder to kill than I look. The Dragonhead clears her throat. The surgical team is standing by. The procedure takes 4 hours. I'll wait with you, Miss Collins. You can keep your gun trained on me the entire time. If anything goes wrong, if I've lied about any of this, you can kill me. You have my word. Her word. The word of a woman who's lied and manipulated and killed for decades. But Sung-min is looking at me with hope in his eyes. Real hope. The kind I haven't seen since the night in the dojang when he finally let himself want to live. Okay. The word feels like stepping off a cliff. But if he dies, you die. Slow, painful, I'll make sure of it. Understood. She wheels toward the door. Let's begin. The surgery suite is sterile, white, cold, everything I hate. Sung-min is prepped again. They shave more of his head. Mark new incision points. Explain the procedure in clinical terms I barely hear. I sit in the observation room with the Dragonhead. My gun never leaves my hand. My eyes never leave Sung-min's face on the monitor. He really does love you, she says after an hour of silence. I've never seen him look at anyone the way he looks at you. Don't talk to me. Very well. 2 hours pass. 3. The surgeon works with microscopic precision, targeting specific areas of Sung-min's brain where trauma created abnormal neural pathways. It's delicate, dangerous. One wrong move could erase everything that makes him who he is. I watch every second. My hand aches from gripping the gun. At hour 4, alarms sound. Sungmin's vitals spike. His body convulses. The surgical team scrambles, shouting orders I don't understand. I'm on my feet, gun pointed at the dragonhead's skull. What's happening? Complications. The conditioning is deeper than we thought. His brain is fighting the intervention. Stop it. Stop the procedure. If we stop now, the damage is permanent. They have to finish. He's dying. He's fighting. She looks at me. Talk to him. He can hear you through the intercom. Tell him to stop fighting. Tell him to let go. I drop the gun. Lunge for the intercom. Sungmin, can you hear me? The convulsions continue. You have to stop fighting. The conditioning. It's trying to protect itself. But you're stronger than it. You're stronger than everything they did to you. My voice breaks. Please. Please don't leave me. Don't leave our baby. The monitors stabilize. Slightly. That's it. The dragonhead's voice is soft. Keep talking. I need you. The words pour out. I know I'm supposed to be the strong one. The operative who doesn't need anyone. But I need you. Our child needs you. We need the real you. The man who plays piano at 2 a.m. The man who reads with his finger on the page because he's so absorbed he forgets where he is. The man who got a tattoo of a flower because a maid argued with him about a book. The convulsions slow. Come back to me, please. Not as the Jade Emperor. Not as the Dragonhead's grandson. As Sungmin. Just Sungmin. The man I fell in love with. The monitors beep steadily. Normal rhythm. Normal vitals. The surgeon's voice comes through the speaker. We're through the worst. Completing final phase now. I collapse into the chair. My shoulder throbs. My ribs ache where the bullet grazed. My whole body is shaking. The dragonhead's hand touches my arm. I don't pull away. Thank you, she says quietly. For what? For loving him enough to save him. Even from me. 30 minutes later, the procedure is complete. They wheel Sungmin to recovery. He's unconscious. Bandaged. Pale as death. But alive. The surgeon explains the success rates, the recovery timeline, the potential side effects. I hear none of it. I just hold Sungmin's hand and wait. He wakes at sunset. His eyes open slowly. Confused. Disoriented. Then they find me. Tina. My name sounds different in his mouth. Lighter. Did it work? I don't know. I squeeze his hand. How do you feel? He's quiet for a long moment. Testing. Examining his own thoughts like they're foreign. Free. Wonder fills his voice. I feel free. Then he cries. Real tears. The kind that come from somewhere deeper than pain. I hold him while he breaks apart. While he sobs for the boy he was. The man he became. The person he might finally get to be. The dragonhead watches from the doorway. When Sungmin finally calms, she wheels forward. Grandmother, he says. And there's no fear in his voice. No automatic submission. Just acknowledgement. Grandson. She reaches out, touching his hand. I'm sorry. For all of it. For not stopping my son. For using you. For everything. I know. He squeezes her fingers. Thank you. For this. She nods, withdraws. I'll be going now. My lawyers will contact you about the syndicate dissolution. Everything is arranged. She looks at me. Take care of him, Miss Collins. And of my great-grandchild. Where will you go? I ask. Somewhere quiet. To die in peace. She smiles. It's sad. Tired. Real. I've earned that much. She wheels away. I never see her again. 3 months later. Lake Como is everything Chicago isn't. Quiet. Beautiful. Safe. The kind of place where people vacation. Not hide. We're not hiding. We're living. The villa overlooks the water. It's smaller than Sungmin's estate. More intimate. We have one housekeeper who comes twice a week. A gardener who tends the flowers. No guards. No security systems. Just us. Well, almost just us. I place flowers on the small grave marker at the back of the property. White roses. Sungmin's favorite. The marker reads, Cho Sungmin, dragon, monster, man, beloved. It's fake, of course. He's not dead. But the world thinks he is. The estate explosion. The body that was supposedly recovered. The funeral that the remaining syndicate families attended. The dragonhead's final gift. Perfect. Complete erasure. Cho Sung-min is dead. We're just two people named Alex and Tina now. No family names. No legacy. No chains. You're going to wear yourself out. His voice comes from behind me. The doctor said to rest. The doctor says a lot of things. But I turned, smiling. I'm fine. He doesn't look like the Jade Emperor anymore. His hair has grown back, covering the surgical scars. He wears jeans and a simple shirt instead of tailored suits. The tattoos are still there. We decided to keep them, memories of who he was. But they look different on a man who smiles. He smiles a lot now. How are you feeling? I ask. It's a question we ask each other constantly. Checking, making sure the programming hasn't returned. That the conditioning is truly gone. Good. He moves to stand beside me, his hand finding mine naturally. I woke up this morning, and my first thought was, I wonder if Tina wants coffee. Not execute morning protocol. Not assess threats. Just coffee. That's progress. That's freedom. He looks at the grave marker. Do you ever regret it? Letting me die? Never. I lean into him. The man I love is very much alive. The world might not agree. The world can think what it wants. We stand there, watching the sunset paint the lake in shades of gold and rose. In the distance, I can see the village. Small lights beginning to glow. People living normal lives. We're not normal. We'll never be normal. We're two killers who chose love over duty. Two broken people who somehow found healing in each other. But that's enough. My hand moves to my stomach. The swell is visible now. Undeniable. Growing proof that something good can come from darkness. Have you thought about names? Sung-min asks. He asks this question every day. We still haven't decided. Nothing traditional. I'm firm on this. No family names. No legacy pressure. Just something beautiful. Luna, he suggests. If it's a girl, Luna Chen. No. I catch myself. Luna what? We don't have last names anymore. Luna Collins Park. He tries it out. Park is common enough. Won't draw attention. Luna Collins Park. I test the sound. I like it. And if it's a boy? Then you pick. He's quiet for a moment, thinking. Marcus. After the book character you loved. The one we argued about. I remember that argument, 6 months ago. In his library. When I was still just his maid and he was still pretending he didn't want me. The protagonist who couldn't see what was right in front of him. I smile. Fitting. I saw you. His arm comes around me. From the first day, I just didn't know how to reach for you without destroying everything. And now? Now I reach for you every day. And nothing burns except the old ghosts. We walk back to the villa together. Slowly. My body is heavy with pregnancy. His still recovering from brain surgery. We're a pair of wounded creatures choosing life one painful step at a time. Inside, we've created something neither of us thought possible. A home, not a fortress, not a cage, just a place where we can be ourselves. The kitchen smells like the dinner Sung-min attempted. He's learning to cook. It's a process, but it's genuine, real. His choice, not a performance. Sit. He pulls out a chair for me. I'll bring everything. I can help. I know you can, but you don't have to. He kisses my temple. Let me do this. Please. So I sit. I watch him move through the kitchen with careful concentration. He burns the garlic, oversalts the pasta. The sauce is lumpy. It's perfect. We eat at the small table. No servants. No performances. Just two people sharing a meal. I've been thinking, Sung-min says between bites, about the future. About what happens when the baby comes. Diapers, sleepless nights, terror. I grin, the usual. About more than that. He sets down his fork. I want to be a good father. Not like mine. Not like anyone in my family. But I don't know how. I was never taught anything except violence and control. Then we'll learn together. I take his hand. Neither of us knows what we're doing. But we'll figure it out. Make mistakes. Fix them. Do better. What if I'm not capable? What if the damage is too deep? Then we get help. We're not alone anymore, Sung-min. We don't have to figure everything out ourselves. I'm scared. The admission is quiet, vulnerable. I'm terrified I'll hurt our child the way I was hurt. You won't. I'm certain of this. Because you're already worried about it. Your father never questioned himself. Never wondered if he was doing damage. But you're here, asking, doubting, trying. That's the difference. He exhales slowly. Nods. Okay. That night, we lie in bed with my back against his chest, his hand on my stomach, feeling our child move. Small flutters. Proof of life. She's active tonight, he murmurs. Must take after you. Or you. You don't sleep much either. I sleep better now. His breath is warm against my neck. The nightmares are less frequent. They're not gone. The conditioning left scars the surgery couldn't touch. Sometimes he wakes up screaming. Sometimes he can't remember where he is. Sometimes the old programming tries to reassert itself in moments of stress. But we work through it. Together. I love you, I say into the darkness. I need you to know that. No matter what happens. No matter what challenges come. I love you. I know. His arms tighten around me. I love you too. The real you. Not the Viper. Not Tina Collins the maid. The woman who's terrible at following orders and too brave for her own good. Someone has to keep you alive. And someone has to keep you from running into danger. That's why we work. We fall asleep like that. Tangled together. Two broken people building something whole. The next morning, I walk to the village. It's become my routine. A daily pilgrimage to prove I can exist in normal spaces. That I'm not just a killer. That I can buy bread and smile at shopkeepers and be ordinary. The cemetery is on the way back. Not a pretend grave this time. A real one. Old. Weathered. I stop there. Look at the names. Dates. Lives lived and lost. One catches my attention. A marker for a young woman. Maria Rossi. Died at 28. The inscription reads, "She lived bravely." I place my hand on my stomach. Hear that? I whisper to my unborn daughter. That's what I want for you. Not perfection, not safety, just bravery. The courage to live your life on your own terms. Talking to the baby again? Sung Min appears beside me. He followed. He always follows. Not to control, to protect. There's a difference. Giving her advice. She's not even born yet. Good time to start. I lean into him. What would you tell her? He's quiet for a long moment. Then, that she's loved. That she's wanted. That whatever she becomes, whoever she chooses to be, she'll always have a place with us. His voice roughens. That she's free. Perfect. I kiss his jaw. Tell her that every day. I will. We walk home together. The sun is warm. The air smells like flowers and lake water. In the distance, I hear church bells ringing. It's peaceful, normal, everything we never thought we could have. That night, Sung Min plays piano for the first time since the surgery. His fingers are hesitant at first, relearning patterns. But slowly, music fills the villa. It's not perfect. He hits wrong notes, stumbles over passages, but it's real. His choice, his joy. I watch from the doorway, one hand on my stomach, feeling our daughter move in time with the music. This is what we fought for. This moment. This peace. This life built from ashes. The dragon is dead. The viper has sheathed her fangs. The Jade Emperor has stepped down from his throne. What remains is just two people. Sung Min and Tina, building a future one imperfect day at a time. And somehow, impossibly, it's enough. The music swells. Our daughter kicks. The sunset paints everything gold. We're not safe. The world still holds dangers. The past still has teeth. Enemies still exist somewhere in the shadows. But right now, in this villa by the lake, we're free. And that's all we ever wanted.